stops quick as it starts, yeah. All right, folks, well, welcome back. The weather, Mickey, the weather's turned a little bit nasty. You always rely on offshore power boats to throw up something a little uninspected, can't you? So currently we're sending boats out onto the racecourse, and it does look like maybe that little storm cell is hopefully blown over here at Wyndham Harbour. I think we're still live, aren't we, Scotty? Oh, we haven't even started. Okay, we're not live yet. We've got a lot of wet stuff up here at the moment. Yep. Yep. Hey, Barn, you down there? Can you come up here, please? Victoria, Wyndham Harbour, but series champion, the Mantis, Anthony Defina, joining me now this morning, mate, for round two. First of all, let's talk about the championship last year, mate. 10 rounds at 7 wins. It was pretty epic for you.
Yeah, we had a good run last year. Everything fell our way from drawing good poles, good water for the boat, reliability, which is always probably the biggest factor. So, yeah, good year, really good year.
Boat's been fantastic. You've gone to the V8 engines, of course, the 4-stroke, which everyone's sort of going to now. It's the new technology. What sort of things did you have to do to try and change the boat? Obviously, it was a big change when you went to them.
Yeah, look, it wasn't a matter of just bolting them on. There is a bit of setup difference. It took us a while to get our head around it. Water pickups in different position. The torque curve on them is different. But I never thought I'd have 4-stroke engines on the back of my race boat, but I wouldn't go back now.
Yeah, they're fantastic things. Quad cam, 4.6 litre V8, of course, they sound the part.
They do. They sound great. And reliability, fuel economy, so certainly the way of the future.
Now, obviously, the Sting boys have gone to a new hull. They've got a new engines. They're definitely going through that whole developmental stage. You won all 3 races at round number 1 up at Lake Macquarie. What are your thoughts on those boys and how they're going to improve?
Yeah, look, we did. But honestly, there's nothing between the 2 boats, really. It's probably just a matter of seat time for them. The boat's fast, maybe even a mile or 2 faster than us. So once they get their head round the cornering and those engines and props, yeah, they're going to be very, very fast.
Round 2, mate, you've got a few races this weekend. It's going to be pretty exciting. But let me take your Mantis hat off now and put your Commodore hat on, please. Ski racing, obviously a bit of a sad time for ski racing, but it's certainly opened up some opportunities for powerboat racing to get a few of those guys across.
Yeah, look, it has, and you know, we're all passionate about boat racing. So seeing the ski racing guys have got nothing to do for a little while, we developed this new class, and you're talking to them, they've been waiting for something to happen. So we've got the class and we've got some really good names here this weekend. It's a pleasure to have them here.
Yeah, pretty exciting to have Tim Pickford, of course, 2-time Southern 80 winner, rolling in. That's pretty exciting to have him on board.
Yeah, very much so. So I hadn't met Tim before until yesterday, so ripper bloke. We've got another couple of their, you know, the super class boats here. And probably the biggest field we've had, over 20, 22 or 23 boats here this weekend. Biggest field we've had for 20, 30 years.
Folks, not just the ski racing class either, and it's also in 65 and 85 categories. We've got a couple of ski racing boys just rolling in with their outboard boats as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we already had a category where the F2 style boats with the outboards would fit into our class, but once again, they're looking for something to do. A few of them have come back from New Zealand, from the bridge to bridge in NZ just recently. So we've got 9 boats in our 65 mile an hour class, which is a great field.
Great to have Horner Property Services on board as well, mate.
Yeah, look, they really helped us take the sport to the next level. TV, great PR, just the setup and the level of professionalism now, I think, that the series is, how the series is run and the exposure and the venues. So we're really, really standing up well.
And then, of course, National Drivers' Championship as well, over 2 rounds. Tell us a little bit about that.
Look, there's a lot happening just in terms of the whole, I think, powerboat racing, certainly under the guidance of the APBA, is going through a real resurgence. You've got National Boat Drivers' Championship, which is just a great series, absolutely great series. And the TV from that is what's helped us get the TV here. You've got the AFGP as well, which is a great series. So, you know, and us in Offshore. So pretty much all categories of APBA powerboat racing really, really doing well.
Fantastic, mate. Well, it's all happening. We're very excited. Channel 7, 7 Plus and 7 Mate as well. Get on board with the championship for that, as well as all the blown boat racing that's happening as well. So plenty of boat racing. Good luck this weekend, Dan.
On your Bisho, wind's picking up, so it's going to be on today.
Looking forward to it, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Test 1, 2.
Yeah, I've lost power here. Fucker. Yeah, keep that over there.
No, don't do it this way, because we'll cop it all. It's all gone that way.
just stand by for a bit until he gets back to his post, yeah?
No dramas.
Yep, yep. Hey Russ, the start boat called you up. They said they were ready to go, but I just said they're hanging on until we get this sorted out. Fucking listen to what I'm saying, cunt, and you might fucking understand. Yeah, I know. Hey Gary, there's none anywhere, no? Oh, we got power back.
He's plugged it inside
Yeah.
the container. Shut the fuse box.
Hey doggy, can you float close that? I was telling you that Barney's the one yelling at you, mate. I was trying to ask you nicely.
Oh shit. Hey doggy, come up here and hold the umbrella up the big nose.
Yeah. I'm alright. I'm good, mate. Yeah, mate. Yeah, brand new doggy, no drama. Just let's have a boat race. What are you doing, Paul?
be able to listen to me and know that.
At this point in time, up this end, we can't see. We won't be able to start. I won't be able to around at the speed I need to or anything with this sort of rain.
Okay, folks, sorry we just had a little bit of an electricity outage there as obviously with this storm activity around, and now we've got some visibility issues out on the course, so we're just working towards getting a race start happening, but race control are dealing with the boats out on the course, and at the moment up the top end of the course, although down here where we are it actually looks quite good, visibility is very low up the top end of the course. Hello, Luke. So we're just getting that organised. It does look like the weather's going to blow through, so I would say from our perspective that we may start the race, but certainly we need to wait until it's safe before we can do so. So thanks for your patience, everyone. We will be racing hopefully fairly soon once the weather plays the game for us. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've just been listening to the radio chatter and this weather has blown away. All the course boats are happy with the visibility on the course now. So we'll be looking for a start in this final race of the weekend, round number 2 of the Australian Offshore Superboat Championships. And it is our Supercat Extreme and Supercat Outboard boats on the course of boats. We have Boost Mobile with Darren Nicholson, Peter Muddy McGrath. Acme Racing with Andrew Searle and Tom Barry Cotter. Andy DeFina and Matt Kelly in the Mantis. The Sting with Mickey Ratcliffe and Carl Wall. TCR Racing, Scott Richardson and Steve Kelly. And DLR Offshore, Steve Lancaster and Craig Dove. Saw an epic battle between the Sting and the Mantis. As for those of you watching at home, we're on board with the Sting now. And we can see Boost Mobile 222 Racing just behind those guys. So they're all in the milling area, and they'll be chomping at the bit to get going. This little bit of a rainstorm throwing a little bit of a spanner in the works for them, but they're ready to go. Sting have had an absolutely epic weekend so far. They were second in all 3 races at round number 1 at Lake Macquarie. This round number 2, they've won 2 from 3. This is the 3rd race for them. If they can bed this one down, that will put them on level points with Mantis. However, we saw how desperate the Mantis boys were. Anthony Defina and Matty Kelly made a mega move up the inside and managed to hold off the Sting for most of the race, but the Sting just chipped away and came back at them towards the end of the race there, and in the end it was all the Sting. Big shout out to Hornet Property Services, our wonderful sponsors here, Motec, MSC Signs. And don't forget that you can watch all of this action on 7 Mate and 7 Plus, so check your local guides. Waiting for our start boat now to pick up the field. All right, folks, we have movement at the station. Here we go. Now, I'm not too sure. I haven't heard from Race Control whether we're doing a sighting lap or whether we are just straight into this one. Looks like it's probably a sighting lap. Good luck with that. Okay, so it is as Russell tells me, a parade lap. I'm not allowed to call it a sighting lap, apparently, Paul. Apparently there's a difference. Anyway, it is a lap for these guys to get the bearings of where the course is, so they will be doing a slow speed lap. And then we'll be into the race proper. Come good, hasn't it, Bun? The sun's come out. We're ready to go racing again. Big thank you to our start boat as well, the White Pointer boats. It's a beautiful bit of kit, pair of 450 Mercury, supercharged Mercury V8s on the back of the start boat. Not too bad as a start boat. Probably give half these race boats a run for their money, I would say. So let's run through and Boost Mobile 222 2023 World Champion Darren Nicholson, Peter Muddy McGrath. Then on the outside of them it is the Acme Racing with Tom Barry Cotter and Andrew Searle. And then just looking across, we've got Whitewater everywhere. So Sting looks like they're going to pole. So Mickey Radcliffe and Carl Wall. Then you've got the Mantis with Anthony Defina and Matt Kelly. Then the TCR, which is Scotty Richardson and Stephen Kelly, Matt Kelly's brother. And on the outside of them, we've got Steve Lancaster and Craig Dove in the DLR Racing. So this should be a cracker, folks. We saw an epic battle between Mantis and Sting. Okay, so sending the boats up into the milling area. For Hornet Property Services, and we'll bring them into the MSC signs front straight away, and then once the starters are happy with the lineup, we'll let them go. We go on board, for those of you watching at home, with the Sting at the moment, so you can see the conditions pretty lumpy out there up the top end of this course. And the boys will be working pretty hard. "30-minute race, this particular race. Grand Prix finish, so first lead boat home will receive the checkered flag after 30 minutes of racing. Rightio, so start boat, white flag up. Got Boost Mobile Acme Racing to the starboard side of the start boat. And then our Supercat outboard boats line abreast behind them. So here we go. Flags up, flags dropped, and I'll tell you what, we've got an interesting start here from the Acme Racing. They run very, very wide. Is this a tactic from these boys? Are they going to try and maintain big momentum down into turn number one? I think this is the plan from the boys here. Tom Barry Cotter and Andrew Searle, they've obviously had a little bit of a chat about how they want to start this one. And they do, and they maintain a lot of boat speed on the entry as they come from about pole 32 into pole 2 and run up alongside the Boost Mobile, Darren Nicholson and Muddy McGrath. They hold hard off their gunnel and go through the Motec fuel injection turn number one, absolutely gunnel to gunnel. Interesting tactics there from the Acme Racing machine. Is it going to work for them? I'm not sure the Boost boys are going to be too concerned about it, but I tell you what, Acme may just poke its nose into the lead. Up the back straight away, Sting gets the best of the start, back to Mantis. TCR DLR comes in hot into turn number one, and they roll up into third spot as they pass TCR. might be a little bit different on their exit of turn number 1, Motec Corner. But it is a Sting with an absolutely dominating start, and these boys have been on fire this weekend. They've got around about 10 to 12 boat links over the Mantis, then back to TCR, then back to DLR. We go on board with the Sting for those of you watching at home, and you can see the punishment that these Mercury Racing 300R 4.6 litre V8 4-strokes take on the backs of these boats. For those of you here on site, you'll be able to watch all this wonderful footage on 7 Plus and 7 Mate as we fire up into the back straight away. So the battle continues on, and it is pretty tight at the top end of the course in the big league, the Supercat Extreme boats. Up through the top turn we go. And it's Boost Mobile back to Acme Racing. It was an interesting tactic from Acme Racing. They obviously decided to run that wide line and then carry bulk boat speed into turn number 1. So they're into MSC Signs front straight away now, and plenty of air down the tunnels of these boats. These throttle men will need to be careful on the trim. You could easily blow a boat over backwards at these speeds in these conditions. So they'll need to be very, very careful coming down this front straightaway. Acme Racing now still pushing hard, but it's Boost Mobile leading. Tom Barry Cotter and Andrew Searle. They drop into the wash of the 222, so they're trying to find the fastest way around this course at the moment. So the battle continuing on in the Supercat outboard category, but at the moment it is a clear Sting Racing out of Queensland. Mike Ratcliffe and Carl Wall doing it for Lockie, and they are on the hard charge now, and they'll be very, very keen if they can win this one. After 3 second places at round number 1, if they can lock in 3 first places here, and at the moment it's looking like they're definitely a show of doing it, they will then become level with Mantis in the championship table. Tell you what, have a look at DLR. Craig Dove and Stevie Lancaster. They're doing a beautiful job in the big tin can. In fact, they are holding off Team Colonel Racing, or TCR, for ASAT Catering. Scotty Richardson and Steve Kelly in the TCR boat. DLR out the back straight, and they are really having a go here. That boat way up out of the water. Propellers about 3 foot clear of the water in a jump on the exit of Motec Corner. So they're having a real dig here and running up into 3rd place, doing a great job. The 2 ski race boys, Craig Dove and Steve Lancaster. Front straight away now, and it is, Acme Racing, and I said they need to be careful on the trim with this big headwind. He stood that boat right up. You saw daylight underneath the Acme Racing machine. That was almost a blowover for the boys there. Tom Barry Cotter and Andrew Searle will be off to the local Werribee dry cleaners after that one. That was a little close for comfort, that one, Barn. So these boats running around about 130 miles an hour up this front straightaway into a stiff headwind. It's probably around about 150 mile an hour headwind with the boat speed and wind speed combined. And the Acme boat stood itself up. It was very, very lucky to get that boat back down again. We only spoke about it on the previous lap. These boys need to be careful into the headwind. The tunnel boats, the catamarans, are designed to choke air up into the tunnels, but of course, if they get too much, they can blow over backwards, and we don't want that here today. as much as it makes great television, Paul. We do not want that. Okay, so battle's continuing on, and this is our Supercat outboard category. Only been running for around about 6.5 minutes, so plenty of time left in this 30-minute race. And it is the Sting all the way down the front straight away. They're running a lot of level trim here. They know they're into a big headwind as well. This is quite a light boat. Very, very nice boat. This is a new build, this particular boat. And they must be very happy with it because at the moment, we all know yellow boats go faster. The Mantis now has broken free from the rest of the pack, but they've got a long way to go to try and make up this ground on the Sting at the moment. So Sting up through the top corner here. Motec turn number 1 as the rest of the boats come down MSC signs front straight away. For Hornet Property Services, and the big boys start to lap the outboard boats. I tell you what is a great battle going on here. DLR and TCR. Dove Lancaster Racing up against TCR. And they are managing to hold out the TCR at the moment. So Steve Kelly and Scotty Richardson, they won't be too happy with that. The old tin boat probably shouldn't be where it is at the moment, but they are doing an awesome job. Flying the flag for the ski racing crowd that are here this weekend. Steve and Craig, both long-time water ski racers. Also skiers in the Moomba Ski Show as well, these boys, so they know what water's all about. And Craig actually holds the record for skiing, the fastest man to ski between Tasmania and Melbourne. Actually skied across Bass Strait about 20 years ago now. I don't know if he'd be able to do it now. So up into the top end of the course. And there's battles going on all over the course at the moment in this round number 2 of the Australian Offshore Superboat Championships. Need to keep an eye on these boats as they come down this front straightaway into this strong headwind. So the 222 Racing, Boost Mobile. Race leaders at the moment, Darren Nicholson and Peter McGrath, and it is sloppy warding out there. Okay, just getting word from race officials on the course, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, Team Colonel Racing has retired from the event, so it's disappointing for them. Boat has been plagued with mechanical issues last season and it looked to be sorted out, but another little gremlin creeping in on that particular boat, which is very disappointing. So race leader Sting now, and I tell you what, they are absolutely... Mantis cannot be seen, they're that far back, so... The Sting now need to be clever about the way they do this. They don't need to be braking this boat. Okay, so this battle going on here. I'll tell you what, the reason for the daylight between Sting and Mantis is because Mantis has got drama, ladies and gentlemen. This is unbelievable. The current series champion, they have had a wretched weekend, and I would suggest that they're heading back to the pits because that boat is on one engine. Although they look like they're going to continue around. May not be on one engine. I'm just trying to keep an eye on it there, but it's well and truly off the pace. DLR have gone through. They were actually in front of TCR when TCR stopped, so they're doing an awesome job. And I tell you what, Craig Dove and Stevie Lancaster, the ski race lads, they will have smiles on their dials as they fire away up the back chute. No problems in the DLR machine at the moment. Still 18 minutes left to run in this race, and the attrition rate has begun very, very early in this one. Triple Two Boost Mobile just doing it beautifully. And this should go down as race win number 3, and over the championship race win number 6. They have not been beaten this season yet. They're the current series champions. But don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, on the 15th and 16th of March, round number 3 of the Australian Offshore Superboat Championships will be held at Geelong, just up the road. And we're expecting around about 5 big boats to be attending. On their hands when they get to Geelong in a few weeks' time. Focusing in now on the Sting as they come through as we watch Acme Racing go up the back straight away. Conditions up that top end of the course are pretty treacherous at the moment. And the Sting, look at this boat, absolutely sitting beautifully. Even when it does jump out of the water, it just sits level, it flies straight, and just looks absolute perfection out there at the moment. These guys are going to be tough to beat. They've already won a championship 2 seasons ago. They missed out last season when the Mantis took 7 races of the 10. But I think now back this season, and they are looking to be championship winners. If they win this race, it'll put them level with Mantis. And TCR back up and going again. I did get word that it may have been a hatchet come loose on that boat. So TCR back up and going. So they'll set off and try and collect some points. At the moment, running in 3rd place. Oh, and a big jump and landing on the starboard side there. So the boys are having a bit of a go there. They'll want to try and catch that DLR machine. But, gee, the way the DLR boat's going, I don't like their chances of that at the moment. Tell you what, I can see Paddy and Mick Pack just down here having a well-earned beer. Well done, boys. You've earned those beers. Beautifully done this weekend. Championship's looking a lot better than it did when you started yesterday. Triple Two Boost Mobile. Acme Racing now. The Searle Racing team. Searle Brothers Racing with Tom Barry Cotter. And Andy Searle. Boat looking a lot sharper show than it did yesterday, but they've still got a little bit of work to do to try and catch this Boost Mobile Triple Two machine. These boys have been the sensation. They've been the surprise packet of this race. Craig Dove and Stevie Lancaster in the DLR. Running in front of the Mantis. The Mantis seems to have picked the pace up a little bit. So not sure what's going on in Mantis world at the moment. But DLR running up into 2nd spot. Mantis still in 3rd. And TCR into 4th. So apologies, I had TCR up into 3rd, but I actually thought that Mantis was coming to a grinding halt, but they seem to be continuing on at this stage. So it's going to be a survival of the fittest out here, I think, at the moment. And the fittest at the minute, you'd have to say, would be this particular boat coming down the MSC signs front straightaway. The Sting and also the leader of Supercat Extreme, the 222 Boost Mobile Racing entry. Hornet Property Services, major sponsor here this weekend. They're located in Melbourne South East. Hornet Property Services was born from the market's demand for a better standard of tradesmen. Servicing all of Melbourne, the business is defined by reliability and an extremely high level of customer service with competitive pricing. Simply put, they are your one-stop shop for plumbing, electrical, property maintenance for both residential and commercial properties. Check them out, www.hornetpropertyservices.com.au as Boost Mobile comes charging down through the bottom turn for Motec fuel injection. Still hotly pursued by Acme Racing. Those big 700 horsepower carburetted V8 big blocks sounding absolutely beautiful. Tom Barry Cotter and Andy Seal run a wide line on the exit of Motec turn number 1. TCR, after their little pit stop, is shuffled back into 4th place at the moment. So it's not just about race wins here, it's all about the championship. This is round number 1. Round number 2. Round number 1 was held at Lake Macquarie. Round number 3 will be at Geelong on the 15th and 16th of March. Round 4 in Adelaide on the 12th to the 13th of April. And round 5 will be in Queensland with a venue to be confirmed. So the championship well and truly in full swing. And as I say, 3 weeks' time, we're going to Geelong for round number 3. And hopefully we see up to 5 of the big boats running in Geelong on the 15th and 16th of March. So very excited to see that. And if you're a local here at Wyndham, it's not a far drive down to beautiful Geelong town. You can go and check that out. Here we go. So the Mantis now. So a bit of swapping and changing going on here. Mantis has got past DLR, and DLR look like they've come off the pace maybe just a little bit. So now Mantis back up in 2nd place, DLR into 3rd, and TCR still running in 4th spot. So I thought maybe DLR might be able to snag a 2nd here, but Mantis trying to put paid to that. So back straight away, front straight away, the MSC signs, front straight away. We got the Sting on the inside and we got the Acme Racing on the outside. So Acme just starting to round up a few of the slower competitors, as is Boost 222. And then race leader of Supercat Outboard, the Sting. So just on 10 minutes left to run in this 30-minute race. The big Shawnee Henchelwood just floating around down there in the pits. Mate, you having a good day, Sean? You're getting all the footage you need for Channel 7, mate, and 7 Plus, the greatest TV station in the world ever. Shawnee's excited. I'm excited. Paulie's excited. Okay, and just had pointed out to me, TCR on the MSC signs front straightaway has pulled into the centre of the course. So drama's continuing for Team TCR. They were about a lap down anyhow, and now they're pulling into the centre of the course again. So Scotty Richardson, Steve Kelly, for As Simple As That Catering and Sportmaster Marine. Darren Nicholson and Peter McGrath bring the 222 Boost Mobile into Motec turn number 1 here at the beautiful Wyndham Harbour course. Acme Racing still running solid, and this boat looks a lot sharper show than it did yesterday. They've done a great job, and it's certainly, they're not shy of it. They're pushing it very, very hard down through the bottom turn. Tom Barry Cotter and Andrew Searle, they are racers. Don't worry about these boys. They're just lacking a little bit of that top end at the moment, but that will come, there's no question. Down through the bottom turn we go, and the Mantis. So that puts Mantis up back into second spot. Oh, and DLR just have a big fly there as they come down the front chute. In fact, they'll be able to see the race leader putting a lap on them in their mirrors now. So Sting looking like a much more settled show and going quicker on the inside. I'm on board Sting this weekend, Barney. I've got my Sting hat on. If you want to give me free stuff, teams, that's fine. I'll wear it. DLR doing a great job, these boys. And this is an older boat with older power. And they're certainly probably not out there to try and win the championship in this boat, but they're certainly learning a lot about offshore powerboat racing. And when you watch them go through there, it's really, although it's an entire lap over the span of around about 22 minutes, is really not that much in top end. Having said that, I think the Sting probably dialing the wick down a little bit. They don't need to be breaking that boat. They want to get this win in the bag. They want to go home back to Queensland, or well, they're going to go to Geelong in actual fact, with a big bag of points and running level with Mantis, which at the moment it looks like they're going to be able to do. Mantis are doing a good job. They really don't want to finish any worse than second, because that'll put Sting Racing in front of them in the championship chase. Acme Racing tipping into the port turn at the bottom end of this beautiful course here at Wyndham Harbour for Motec fuel injection. And the attrition rate has been high here at Wyndham Harbour this weekend. And all these guys have got around about 3 weeks to get these boats all put back together for round number 3, which will be held in Geelong on the 15th and 16th of March. And we got quite a few more big boats in the wings waiting to come out for round number 3. So pretty excited to see those boys. Don't forget too, folks, for those of you that are Northern Victorians, the Archer Reid Memorial being held at Lake Charm next weekend. The Archer Reid, always a fantastic circuit boat meeting, and raises money for SIDS as well. So if you can, get up to Lake Charm and enjoy some circuit boat racing and tip some money into fantastic charity that is SIDS for the Archer Reid Memorial. Saw Paul Eade floating around here earlier on. So great to see Paul here. the Sting has actually just got round DLR. Now, it took them a lap to do that, so DLR are cracking along nicely. I'd say the Sting will probably turn the wick down a little bit, and Acme Racing come around the outside of the Sting as they put a lap on them. So a big Supercat Extreme boat, the Acme Racing out of Queensland. Doing it nice, and I tell you what, when they get this boat dialed in, let's not forget this is a brand new boat. And it is running with a boat that has won multiple championships, and in fact a team that won the 2023 World Championship. They're doing pretty well in the Acme Racing machine at the moment. So we've only got about 2.5 minutes left to run in this event. So it won't be long before we see the checkered flag produced for the Boost Mobile entry. It has been an absolutely treacherous weekend here at Wyndham Harbour for round number 2 of the Australian Offshore Superboat Championships. Brought to you by Hornet Property Services, Motec and MSC Signs. Big shout out to the team at 3030 here at Wyndham Harbour as well. They've been feeding us. The pizzas were epic yesterday. Thank you very much. We've had a great time. We always enjoy visiting the beautiful Wyndham Harbour. And it's a facility that's coming on leaps and bounds. For those of you watching at home, Wyndham Harbour, check it out. Okay, confirmation. Boost Mobile on their last lap now. Darren Nicholson, Peter Muddy McGrath, looking like making it 6 from 6 here this weekend. Who can beat them? At the moment, not Acme, but Acme's improving every time they go out. Next round will be interesting. Mantis comes through, so they'll set off on their final lap. Got the Sting up at the top end of the course. Okay, so here we go. The Sting now, they'll set off on their final lap. Mickey Radcliffe and Carl Wall doing it for Lockie, the Sting. They've turned the dial down. They don't need to push this boat hard now. There's no point trying to wreck stuff when you're leading a race by as much as they are at the moment. And they need to bring this boat home because it's all about the championship for these boys. And if they can get this last lap done, that will square the championship up for them. If DLR had been able to stay in front of Mantis, it would have actually put them in front in the championship. And ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Darren Nicholson and Peter Muddy McGrath, winners in the Boost Mobile 222 Racing. Comfortable winners, 6 for 6 in the championship and looking good. Who can knock them off from here? Well, only time will tell. Another weekend for development for this particular boat, this brand new Acme Racing machine. And I can assure you it has gotten better from Saturday morning until this afternoon here on Sunday. And put your hands together, please, for Andrew Searle and Tom Barry Cotter. A great run, great development weekend for them. and a second place and solid points towards the championship. So the sorry sight of TCR sitting in the middle of the course with a hatch up. So another dogged weekend for Scotty Richardson and Steve Kelly. That boat will be back to Sportmaster Marine to rectify the issues that they've encountered today, I'm sure. Jumping and leaping going on down here. This is DLR, so this may be first trophy for these guys in offshore powerboat racing, although it looks like it's got, Mantis. So this is Mantis coming through. So they're going to pick up the checker flag. This will be second place for Mantis. Andy DeFeeder and Matt Kelly. I'd say with a problem, that boat's showing up all sorts of rooster tail. But put your hands together. They've managed to hold on to the championship lead, although it now be tied with Sting if they can come through and finish. But there's definitely a problem there because the boat just limps across the finish line. They do pick up second place. So the Mantis with work to do. They'll go into Geelong neck and neck with the Sting. So winner of Geelong will go to the top of the table in the championship. Geelong, of course, on the 15th and 16th of March, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you get down there to see what happens in this championship. It's becoming absolutely enthralling. But as Mantis dominated round number one, and one of the boys, I don't know if it's Matthew or Stephen, nearly just fell in the water then. But ladies and gentlemen, it has been a clinical dissection by this team. Put your hands together. Team Sting Racing take win number 3 for the weekend here at round number 2 for the Hornet Property Services Offshore Superboat Championships. Mickey Ratcliffe and Carl Wall doing it for Lockie. And what a run from the Sting. Domination from them this weekend. And I tell you what, this has been a great effort from these boys in an older boat with older horsepower. And they got right up into second spot at one point. They're going to pick up third spot. It's Steve Lancaster and Craig Dove in DLR. Dove Lancaster Racing, third place. And a great effort from the boys there. Getting it done for the ski race family. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That wraps up the final race of the day and the final race of the round here at beautiful Wyndham Harbour. Thanks very much, everybody. We hope you enjoyed the racing here on site. And we certainly hope everybody that watched at home, both here in Australia and overseas, enjoyed all of our offshore racing here for round number 2. As I said, round number 3, the 15th and 16th of March at Geelong. If you're in the area, if you live in the area, please come down. We'd love to see your face. You can check the boats out, you can see the people. If not, tune in to GP Hydro live streaming, both on YouTube, on the Offshore Superboat Championship page, on the Bisho Media page. A massive shout out to GP Hydro live streaming, 321 Ignition, and our fabulous crowd, all our competitors and all of our volunteers who have done a wonderful job here this weekend. The championship's hotting up in the Australian Championships here. This weekend has been absolutely epic. A big thank you to everybody. We'll be back in Geelong on the 15th and 16th of March. We'll see you then.
Well, mate, Andrew Searle, great to have you back, mate. Acme Racing yesterday, pretty rough conditions. New boat, you're still developing it. Tell us a little bit about what went on.
Obviously, we thought it might have been a little bit rougher out there than what it was, so we moved a little bit of weight forward. But, clearly, as everybody could see, if you know about boats, it was smashing on the front sponson, so we just couldn't get any speed out of it. So it was a wrong call. Very safe, it was certainly not out of control. And obviously when it's safe, it's not fast. So, I mean, 222, you've got to give it to them. You know, they bring their A game every time, and we didn't have it. But at least it was good to have another finish again. And it's not hard to get second when there's only 2 boats. I certainly think that's going to change in Geelong. With hopefully there's going to be another 4 or 5 boats, so you'll have to earn it. But I think the conditions are going to be a lot calmer today, so it's just all about getting that nose up. We've got the centre of gravity all wrong at the moment, and it's not something that you can change between rounds. It's a pre-off-season job, but you know, we'll try the best we can.
Yeah, I did, mate. I picked up whilst I was commentating. You could see the boat was just that little bit nosy. When it was coming off some waves, it was just landing on its front quarter, I suppose. What do you do to move weight around in this boat?
So this boat obviously is an ex-2018 Maritimo, and it had Mercury legs on it. So back then, that boat, this boat was also built for a 525 boat. So in its prime rigged, it was 3,700 kilos. So when it was a Class 1 boat, they had to bring it up to 43. So it had nearly, 500 or 600 kilos on the transom. And then I've got it. I've put this bustle on, this nice big rudder and all the rest of it, and moved the motors. But we did a lot of mods to the underneath side of the boat, which is probably put a couple of 100 kilos forward. So even though that it's still light, it's not light enough at the front.
And obviously, I mean, a lot of times, and boaties will know, you try and trim a boat to get its nose up. You could see it was showing a bit of an odd rooster tail. You're obviously trying to over-trim it to compensate for that?
Of course, yeah. I mean, obviously, while the rooster's tail's big, you're not going to go fast. But if we tried to dig it in any further, it actually went slower. So we were on probably setting 6 or 7 yesterday, whereas normally we'd be in testing 2 weeks before. We were on 8 or 9 doing 127 mile an hour. So I think as soon as we get a chance, there's enough room in front of the engines now. We'll just put another bulkhead in and put another tank rear of the one that's there now, and that'll move 300 kilos back. But that probably won't be till Harvey Bay.
Yeah, what can you do for this weekend, mate?
We'll just overweight it and make it overweight, but put some weight in the back. And I think today that with it being a bit calmer and we've got it geared a bit more and we get a bit more speed, it might get a little bit more lift as well. So.
All right, mate, you've got driver's briefing coming up. Really appreciate your time, Andrew. Boat looks fantastic, and good luck today.
No worries, and as I said, the crew does a fantastic job. It's a relentless thing, and the dust yesterday, but the facilities are good anyway.
Good on you, mate. Good luck.
See ya.
Well, mate.